Okay, I just want to say I'm one of those people who does not underestimate people.
From WBUR Boston and NPR, I'm Tom Ashbrook, and this is On Point. A fantasy from science fiction may be coming true. China, an emerging superpower, is launching a new project to collect information on its 1.4 billion citizens and rate them individually based on their social, moral, financial behavior. Then reward and punish individuals based on that rating. The Chinese government calls it the social credit system. They say it will build a better citizenry. But the scale of the ambition and intrusion in the project is astonishing. This hour on Point, China's new social credit system, the ranking and rating of everyone. The ranking and rating of everyone.
To quote The New Yorker, China is currently proposing a social credit system, or SCS, that aims to compile a comprehensive national database of China's citizens' fiscal, government, and possibly personal information.
How does it work?
So basically, I mean, the starting point of this is China doesn't have a financial credit system like the U.S. does. So they wanted to build that out, and they decided along the way that they actually wanted to sort of do it one better.
There are a lot of benefits to having financial accountability in a country. Credit ratings make it easy for a financial institution to look at someone and determine whether or not they trust them to pay back a large sum of money over a long period of time. Your credit rating is essentially a way for someone to look at your financials and say, I trust this person with my money, or I don't.
For the last 30 years of economic development, there has been such an erosion of trust between individuals, and China to really improve itself can't get to that next stage without there being a basic level of trust between people.
I see a lot of problems with this system. Most of them are ethical problems, but there are also some large logistical challenges that would need to be overcome for this system to be implemented. China's population is projected at over 1.381 billion, the largest of any country in the world. The amount of physical infrastructure required to keep tabs on all 1.38 billion of those people would be incomprehensibly large. This system plans to factor in the individual's use of the internet, comments they make online, possibly even traffic violations or forgetting to call their parents. The files on each person would be enormous, and it would be difficult to keep them all in one location.
When it comes to behavior, obviously that's subjective. Somebody determining how many times you should call your mom, that's an opinion. It's going to be based on opinions of what is good behavior and what degrees of behavior.
Yeah, but if it's the government's opinion and it affects your rating, it may affect your life if you don't follow it.
Exactly.
This is one of my biggest problems with the idea of social credit. Who decides how the score is calculated and weighted? My idea of an ethical decision is likely different than my neighbor's, so whose job is it to tell me what's the right thing to do?
I think for white-collar workers and for those in the middle and upper classes, this is much less of a problem. And I think one of the things to think about as we look at the system as a whole is how it will affect the most vulnerable members of society. And what I mean is those who already feel like they need to get ahead and are, working at the lower echelons of society. And for them, I think this will be most problematic.
This is the unexcusable moral problem with this system. It's the biggest problem with the US's financial credit system. Once a person has been labeled with bad credit, it can be nearly impossible for them to climb out of their own hole.
Right. So your score can sort of affect all sorts of things. I mean, they've talked about it. You know, if you are a low credit person, if you're untrustworthy, then the thinking is you shouldn't be spending vast amounts of money staying in 5-star hotels. So maybe you can go down to the sort of cheaper motel down the street.
This credit system sounds Orwellian. It sounds like the work of science fiction, and it currently is. Black Mirror, a show currently on Netflix, explores the idea of a social credit system, and it sounds eerily similar to what China is proposing.
And it's a game. You tell people it's a game, they want to know how to win.
That's my point. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Maybe as Orwellian, more likely sort of Huxleyan. It's more like Brave New World than it is like 1984.
Let me give the slogan again. To allow the trustworthy to roam everywhere under heaven while making it hard for the discredited to take a single step. And on the basis of a ranking, a rating, a number.